Straight ahead on 12 News, healing through art. A workplace shooting victim is honored through his creative legacy in Maple Grove. Then, hooked on language.
Young children are wired to learn languages.
How toddlers are increasingly thinking in a foreign tongue. But first,
we're feeling real good about the way things look. We have never seen so much energy.
Presidential politics reach a fevered pitch in Plymouth. 12 News starts right now. The relentless campaign season is about to come to an end as campaign workers try last-ditch efforts to get out the vote.
Monday, the son of presidential hopeful Mitt Romney made a pit stop in Plymouth. Reporter Shannon Slatton was there as Josh Romney rallied supporters.
When Fatima Franzine got a late-night email that Josh Romney would be speaking in Plymouth,
everybody's so energetic.
She was the first supporter here Monday morning.
I came here to celebrate we are going to win. I can feel it in the air. I can taste it. I can smell it.
A gathering of the Republican faithful packed at campaign headquarters, hoping the energy bottled up here spreads.
I've been a part of a lot of campaigns, but the energy with this Republican Party is probably one of the best I've seen of any campaign.
Richard Aguilar had a front row seat for the special visit.
Do we have any veterans in the room today?
Where one of Mitt Romney's 5 sons, Josh, rallied the troops for his dad.
We feel good about it here in Minnesota. We're feeling real good about the way things look. We have never seen so much energy.
The pit stop here was strategic, says political pundit Blois Olson.
Largely this is about suburban women. They voted in big waves for Obama in 2008. And this year they're less committed to Obama, and so Plymouth is a perfect place where you might pick up some undecided women voters to vote for Mitt Romney.
So if the Romney campaign loses swing states like Pennsylvania or Ohio, a red Minnesota could make up crucial electoral votes.
It's not just is Minnesota close, it's probably his plan B strategy, which is to win other states other than Ohio.
Former President Bill Clinton has been in Minnesota twice over the past week, rallying Democrats to get out the vote. And Mike and Alex, political strategists, say the recent attention shows both campaigns now believe Minnesota could be a state that could swing either blue or red.
All right, thanks a lot, Shannon. On Tuesday, Brooklyn Center voters will have a chance to change the way they choose city council members in future elections.
Renee Bonneau joins us now with more on how a proposed city charter amendment has many people fired up. Renee?
The Brooklyn Center City Council is made up of 5 members, including the mayor. Everyone in the city has a say on who should fill each seat, and all council members represent the city as a whole. Some members of the city's charter commission want to change that.
Although we are small geographically, we've become much more dense and much more diverse, both economically, ethnically, politically. But the city council doesn't reflect that.
Brooklyn Center Charter Commissioner Eric Pone says he's concerned the city's council members live in just one section of Brooklyn Center. He says that's why he and other commissioners pushed for a ballot question asking voters if they want the city to be separated into 4 wards, with 1 council member chosen from each ward. Only the mayor will be picked at large.
What this does is that when there is something big that's going on in the community, we know who our voice is that we can go to.
Some say at just 8 square miles, Brooklyn Center is too small for a ward system. Brooklyn Center City Council members say the change would do more harm than good.
I feel the ward system divides the community. It does not bring the community together.
What we'd really be giving up is the fact that all citizens in the city get to elect all council members. And therefore, all council members are accountable to them.
The city has not yet determined where the boundaries for these 4 wards would be drawn, but I'm told each ward would be balanced according to population. And Mike and Alex, again, if this change is passed, people will only be able to elect the person representing their ward in addition to choosing the mayor.
All right, thanks a lot, Renee. Polls open at 7 a.m. on Tuesday, and if you are wondering where you vote, there is an easy way to find out. Minnesota's Secretary of State website offers a polling place finder. All you have to do is type in your zip code and house address. Remember, your polling place may have changed since the last election. And for more information on the local candidates, you can, of course, go to our website for the candidate profiles. That website is 12.tv. And a reminder, the most comprehensive local election coverage can be found right here on Channel 12. Our live coverage begins at 8:30 p.m. We are following nearly 50 local races, and we have interviews planned with more than 20 candidates.
He was around when fires were fought with a truck they called the Little Squirt. It was Brooklyn Park's first fire truck, and today firefighters are remembering the city's first chief. Oris Aldrich passed away on Friday. He was 89 years old. It was Aldrich who attended a meeting back in 1957 to help organize a fire department in Brooklyn Park. Aldrich was elected chief because he was the only one at the meeting who had firefighting experience that he had gained in the military. A funeral service for Aldrich will be held this Saturday at Cambridge, Minnesota. The U.S. flag will fly at Brooklyn Park City Hall as a way to honor him. Of the 6 people killed in the workplace shooting at Accent Signage Systems in Minneapolis this past September, one of them was Maple Grove resident Jacob Beneke.
He was a husband, a father, and an artist. This past weekend, friends and admirers gathered to celebrate his life and his work. Here's Delane Cleveland.
No, 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 don't pass me by. Sunday afternoon at the Maple Grove Arts Center, a display of paintings and sculptures drew a large crowd.
I feel blessed to have all those people here to support us.
But what made these pieces special was the artist responsible for them, Jacob Beneke.
I think Jake will be very proud of people appreciating his art and just paying a tribute to him as a person and artist.
On September 27th, Jacob Beneke was murdered in the worst workplace violence case in recent Minnesota history. Sunday's fundraiser in Maple Grove was held to benefit Jacob's wife, Ilyana, and his son, Radomir.
Some days are better than others. We're just taking it day at a time and trying to recover, trying to move on. And it's really hard.
Jacob was only 34 when he died, but he took up sculpting about 10 years ago. Ilyana says Jacob considered himself a mixed media sculptor and abstract painter. Sunday's gathering even included these creative commemorative buttons in his memory.
I think they're awesome and they represent his style. He used mostly found objects to create his sculpture.
Artwork that will serve as a lasting memory of a man whose life was taken too soon.
He was just a very genuine person and very creative and artistic, and he was a wonderful husband and a father.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Coming up, in the business of a bilingual education, why 2 languages are better than 1 at a new Crystal daycare.
And later in sports, the Lake Conference has a strong showing in the prep football playoffs.
But first, your Election Day forecast shows a couple of morning showers possible on Tuesday. Otherwise, decent voting weather. We'll be right back.
Language immersion programs have become very popular in recent years in school districts and preschools.
Now even daycares are getting into the business of teaching toddlers another language. In this week's Business Matters report, we visit a new Spanish immersion daycare in Crystal where babies are becoming bilingual.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás?
The children in Maria Moldenauer's new business are greeting the day in Spanish.
Lunes, martes.
It's all Spanish every day of the week at this new language immersion daycare.
¿Qué color es este? Azul. Azul.
Maria's daycare is designed to give young children an education in Spanish, while English is the primary language spoken at home.
First, they will start understanding Spanish, and then they will be able to speak it. And sooner or later, they are going to go home and start speaking to the parents in Spanish, and the parents are going to be able to learn some Spanish too.
好，我们来看一下今天的第一题。
While language immersion programs like Chinese and Spanish are taught to school-aged children in the Hopkins and Robbinsdale districts, a growing number of immersion daycares and preschools are opening up.
Young children are wired to learn languages. They're born ready to learn languages.
Immersion specialist Diane Teddick of the University of Minnesota says the popularity of a bilingual education makes sense in an increasingly globalized world. But it also has another big advantage. It makes kids smarter.
We know that bilinguals have cognitive advantages. When you test a bilingual and compare a monolingual to that person in any number of measures, the bilingual will do better.
Cuando tengas muchas ganas de aplaudir.
Originally from Ecuador, it made sense for Maria Moldenauer to open a Spanish-speaking business.
Muy bien, chicos, pueden jugar.
But she believes her young students are the ones who ultimately benefit.
More employment opportunities. They will be able to communicate with other people. We have a lot of Spanish speakers in the area. They will be able to travel.
And there are currently at least 63 immersion programs in the state of Minnesota from preschool to high school. The programs represent a total of 7 different languages, including Hmong, Ojibwe, and Dakota. Coming up, sites that captured people's imaginations in Plymouth.
But first in sports, it was a big weekend for local cross-country runners. John Jacobson has highlights from the state high school meet when we come back. John Jacobson with sports now, and he's been following a lot of football this fall. A lot of local teams on the cusp of going to state, including these 2 teams that have met many times before.
Familiar playoff foes,
Right.
yes. Only one can advance. The season comes to a quick end for high school football teams at playoff time. 7 teams we cover here on Channel 12 played for spots in the state playoffs in various classes, with crossover games from Section 5 and 6 and Class 6A highlighting things. Wayzata hosting Champlin Park at one of those games, and it's a rough start for the Rebels. Punter Trevor Naslin goes to a knee to field a low snap. He's down, and the Trojans get the ball at the Rebels' 10, and they capitalize right away. Jeff Borchard starts a huge night with an easy 5-yard score. It's 7-0 Wayzata. More trouble for Champlin Park. Michael Sales takes the hard hit and fumbles there. Chris Pearson recovers for Wayzata. And they take advantage. Borchard, who had moved from wide receiver to running back at midseason, gets this pass for the touchdown, and it's 14-0. He adds another score for a 21-0 lead after 1. Champlin Park's offense does some good things. Trevor Garrison flips the ball to the end zone to tight end Matt Juno, who hangs on to pull them within 21-7. Wayzata has an answer, though. Their offensive line opens up a big hole for Borchard's 4th touchdown of the night. And this score makes it 28-7 Trojans in the second quarter. After a Sales TD cuts the lead to 14. Good execution here, the fake to Borchard, and then Nick Olmanson throws back to Borchard, who gets a couple of key blocks, and he is in. Wayzata leads 35-14 at the half, and they win 49-14 behind a 6th touchdown night for Borchard. They'll play Eastview Friday at the Metrodome. Osseo did not get an easy draw. The Orioles, the 2nd seed in Section 5, met the Eagles from Eden Prairie in another Section 5-6 crossover game. Eden Prairie gets on the board on the play-action pass. Grant Schaefer to Zach Hovey for the touchdown, 7-0 Eagles. Out of the Bridge Cat formation, as they call it at Osseo, Bridge Tussler runs it inside to about the 5-yard line to the 2. That sets up a field goal to make it 7-3. Second quarter, Bjorn Halverson in for a touchdown that stretches Eden Prairie's lead, 14-3 Eagles at the half. Osseo tightens it up in the third quarter. Troy Cray gets in. A 2-point conversion for Osseo makes it 14-11. Down 21-11, Tussler with a big play on special teams. He'll get 2 big blocks early on this punt return, steps through a tackle, and then takes off for the rest of the way. It's a 52-yard touchdown return by Tussler, and it's 21-18. Eden Prairie, though, makes some big plays. And here's another one. Schaefer on the play fake, and keeps it around the end, just getting into the end zone, 28-18. And the Eagles seal it up with an interception by Levi Martinka. A good effort, a good season for Osseo, but they fall 28-18 Eden Prairie, the final. At Maple Grove, the Crimson hosting Minnetonka. Down 3-0, Maple Grove gets a big play. Blake Skyle throws deep to wide receiver Jake Weineke, who hauls it in. A 42-yard pickup down to the Skippers' 21. But this drive stalls. Bryson Wood field goal attempt wide right, and the Skippers keep the lead. On the ensuing drive, play action. Watch Nick Rooney thread the ball to the back of the end zone to Joe Martinson. 10-0 Minnetonka at the half. Maple Grove moves the ball fairly well. Tyler Field with a nice cut here before he is tripped up. It sets up another field goal try, and Woida nails this one here, and Maple Grove pulls within 10-3. Here's a killer for the Crimson, though. A big hole opens up, and Ian Cody dashes through for Minnetonka. It's a 31-yard touchdown. It makes it 17-3 Skippers, and that's the final. Cooper and Providence Academy also lost Friday, while Totino Grace beat Spring Lake Park to advance to state in Class 5A. The state cross-country meet features some great performances by local runners. The boys race starting off first, the Class AA session, the 20th year at St. Olaf College. Stillwater's Wade Hall wins the race in a time of 15 minutes and 21 seconds. He's the AA state champion. Joe Klecker of Hopkins led for much of the race, and he has to settle for third behind Amsa Ali of Richfield. Connor Olson of Wayzata comes in fifth. The Trojans' Josh Nielsen finishes among a pack of runners for 21st place. Wayzata is third as a team. Then in the AA girls race, Shakopee's Maria Hauger wins state for the fourth year in a row. Her time 13 minutes, 42 seconds. That's 15 seconds better than the runner-up. And the runner-up is Wayzata's Anna French. Her teammate, Michaela Keller-Miller, is 17th as the Trojans win the AA girls team titles. We check out the team scores. Wayzata's girls win easily for their first state team championship. They outscore runner-up Egan. We'll have more on the Trojans Tuesday starting at 4 here on 12 News. Then it's Edina and Forest Lake, and Totino Grace finishes 12th. Stillwater's boys run away with the AA team title with Lake Conference teams Edina and Wayzata in second and third, followed by Owatonna. Man, that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John.
Still ahead, Plymouth seen in a different light.
From pets to people to places, something that's sure to make you smile when we come back. Finally tonight, if pictures are worth 1,000 words, some photos in Plymouth might provide good conversation.
And we leave you tonight with the winners of the Picture Plymouth Photo Contest. Enjoy. We'll see you back here again tomorrow.